We're all looking at the same thing. Thank you for joining us for another perspective from the Sag Nasty If Anybody Asks Me podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment. For more videos, please subscribe to the channel. Or don't. Just sit back, say nothing, do nothing, and watch as we bare our souls to you. We got it from here. Sag Nasty.
I remember my brother Johnny as well at an early age, he knew, and I think I remember kind of being a little lippy or kind of feeling myself a little bit, like maybe saying a comment, that kid's a dork, and I remember my brother Johnny said, "Let's stop that shit right now," just because, you're.
What do you remember about that stew back in that third grade?
Mr. Webb was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, what do you remember about that stew back then? Because for me, you were very kind. You're still feisty, of course. You were very like your mom was saying, like you were very like sociable. You seemed like well put together.
So, obviously my brothers and sisters went to Westdale, when they were going through. And there was a period of time where I remember my mom was a lunch lady.
Oh, wow.
And I can remember her, when I was like 2 or 3, her taking me to the school with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember like all the kids, just me running around with like the kids at recess. I was a little kid and I'm doing like all my gymnastics and backflips and all this stuff. And I can just remember like all the kids just thinking I was just a lot of fun. And then I can remember like my brother Johnny used to take me to his high school parties and stuff like this. And there wasn't like, I mean, they were drinking and stuff, but it wasn't like he was drinking. I remember like just like performing gymnastic stuff and hanging out with my brother Johnny. And I was just always used to being around older kids, and older people.
Yeah.
So I was probably, I knew how to maybe handle certain situations that maybe kids hadn't really learned to, because I was around adults. And
that's what you said it earlier, and that's probably touches on what I saw, is that you didn't really have any fear. You weren't shy, basically.
No, yeah. I mean, I learned, and again, that, and thank God, that came from like my dad's gym. Again, being around, guys, and not judging anybody, and not being afraid of somebody because they were black, or because they were in jail, or because they're from the East Side, or whatever it was, or couldn't speak English very well, or lived. I never, like, a lot of times people, because of stereotypes, see somebody and they don't even give them a chance.
Yeah, you weren't like that.
They're automatically like, I'm not whatever. I'm not gonna whatever. For me, if you were cool to me, I was cool. There's no reason for me to be mad at you. And again, I kind of knew like when to pick my battles, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna let these guys. You know what? They're older. Because we all got picked on, right? I mean, there was always guys that were, as you're growing up, that you kind of avoid a little bit because they're bigger and you're somewhat intimidated by them. But having, again, my father just saying, yeah, you treat everybody with respect, but also you don't let somebody take advantage of you, or you never back down from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take any shit, type of thing. And I remember my brother Johnny as well at an early age, hey Stu, and I think I remember kind of being a little lippy or kind of feeling myself a little bit, like maybe saying a comment, that kid's a dork, and I remember my brother Johnny says, "You stop that shit right now, Stu. Just because, you're good at sports and fast doesn't mean you can treat other people bad." You know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, okay, like that really like stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Where not to get caught up in your own hype. You know what I'm saying? So I was fortunate to have some pretty good people around me showing me how to be respectful and how to be a strong man and not being a strong man because you're tougher and you beat people up and you're mean, that type of thing. Being strong man by being confident and showing compassion and being sensitive and being understanding and talking to people. And one thing I'm very happy with is my kids are all the same way. They're friends with, because we were friends with everybody, right? Like, you know how there's the athletes and the goths and the the theater people and then the smart kids, and then like we had friends in every, we were like, that was one thing, like we were friends with everyone. Like I remember when Christy, my wife, came back to the reunion and she's just like, like you guys are all like, everybody. And it was just like, you know what I mean? Like there's obviously, you may not like everybody, but we didn't have those, like we just, I don't know if it was all of us or if we just kind of taught each other that, but like we didn't ever disrespect anybody. I don't
remember. As we got older, maybe as the football, other schools got involved. This is when the more like disrespect, but not directly from you though.
Other schools back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were from another school, I hated you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was just how it was because there was no interaction with kids.
There was no interaction. Schools. We didn't know them.
We didn't have social media or travel teams. It was like that, the West Side Story or whatever. Like, I mean, just like, I hated people from Arthur Hill or Swan Valley or New Bell. Then all of a sudden, as you get older, I remember that first, when you go to college and the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, you come back and it's like the biggest party bar night.
Oh, yeah.
I remember coming back and like, we were at some bar, and I was underage, obviously, but I remember like running into like Keith Bartinsky and like
Keith Bartinsky,
Wheatley and like guys, and all of a sudden you start to, or like Buys, and you start to talk to guys from other schools, and you're like, wait, why did we hate each other? We're like the same person, you know what I mean? But again, it was just that the varsity jackets, and you go to the hockey game, and
was Keith Bartinsky the guy who ran the 100 against you like your freshman year and sophomore year?
That was my first big win.
Rival. Yeah.
He was 2 years older, and he went to New Bell.
Yeah.
With Adam Wheatley, with Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
Sean Thompson.
Sean Thompson, yeah.
Yep, and they were juniors, and we were freshmen. I remember he was the fastest kind of guy in the area because this is before Rogers, right?
Yeah.
And I remember my freshman year he came, and I remember beating him, and I just remember people were just like, "Whoa," you know what I'm saying? Because he was like, Keith Bartinsky was the man, dude, and he's now very friends.
But then you look at the time; it wasn't as fast as you were running later.
Whoa, I mean, no, it was.
I think it was 10-9 probably. I think because he broke 11, it was a big deal, and he was division whatever that is.
But that for a while, the state qualifying time was 11-1.
11-1, exactly.
11 flat. I think I ran 11 flat as a 14.
I think you definitely ran 11. You might have ran 10-9 even. But I remember when we were freshman runners, I guess we're jumping ahead again though, is that all those guys seemed so fast, and then later on we realized like, whoa, they weren't that fast in regard to times. But they're still cool though. I don't take anything from them, but we just shattered all of those times.
Well, no, we definitely need to. Oh God, because we still have. I mean, I'd still like to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, we're going back. Yeah, don't worry.
What is your? Would you be available in 20 minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the kids up, take them to date, and come back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'd like while we're in the
flow.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.